welcome back. So today I thought it would be fun to do another fall arrangement, but this time I was thinking it might be fun to switch it up. Rather than doing all flowers, I bought a lot of greens to design with rather than actual flowers, and they'll actually last a little bit longer than flowers do. So we're going to start with that today. I just have this square rectangle vase. Any vase that's kind of elongated will do great. So, and a pair of shears. These are definitely going to be what we're going to want to use today, along with scissors, of course, and then if you feel comfortable, a floral knife. So let's get started. So first set of greens, we're going to go ahead and remove all the bottom ones like normal, because we don't want that in the water, making it all dirty. Good to go. And something like this we can always keep, just because it is a long enough stem that it'll fit there, and it's worth keeping it and recutting it later. Take this off, but we must recut that because that will not drink if we just rip it off. So this green is a little bit messy, so that's why I always keep a trash can right next to me, or you can always use a paper or plastic bag to put all the debris in. So I'm just going to remove all those bottom ones off. We're good to go. And of course, you can always use gloves to make this process a little bit easier on your hands. And once again, just removing the bottom petals. So I chose a lot of different color type of greens. So these are a little bit lighter, with some variegation in there. And then I chose, some that are a little bit more linear, some that are more fluffy, and that way it's going to give the arrangement a really nice flow and a lot of detail for you to look at and enjoy. And on to the flowers. So I got some yellow carnations, little mini carnations. So same thing, just taking off those little bottom leaves, which these don't have many of, but it's interesting, most people don't like carnations because they're known to be like the cheaper flower, which I don't have a problem with. Cheap is always good to me, especially because what's funny in the flower world is cheap flowers always tend to be much longer lasting than the expensive flowers. These will last for a week plus, as where, very fancy, beautiful roses or hydrangeas are only going to last me a few days. So I don't mind carnations. I think they're really fun. They're really beautiful. They come in so many colors, different sizes, so you can do a lot with them and get your money's worth. So anyone who hates on carnations, you're missing out. And last, I got these little poms. I loved the autumn color that they were. They're just a beautiful kind of maroon wine color. So I thought these would be really fun to go in there with all of those greens. Okay, so there was a broken one in here that had snapped. Probably happened during transportation. It's not the end of the world. You could put it in the arrangement. Obviously it's not going to last as long as the other flowers, and then you can just remove it, or you could always get like a small little dish, put water in the bottom of the dish, and then it can kind of just sit there once again on your nightstand next to your sink in the bathroom. It's always just a beautiful touch. Fresh flowers are so amazing. They bring such positivity. It really forces you to live in the moment. It really just reminds you that life is just so beautiful, so tender, and to cherish every minute of it. Okay. So, I'm going to add the flower food to the vase. Since we learned in the last video, I decided flower food actually does help the flowers, so we're going to go with that. Let me fill this up. Okay, so I think I'm going to start with the boxwood first, just because it is really fluffy and it'll kind of start to give me the shape that I'm going to go for. So I am using my shears because, of course, with more greens, the stems are much woodier, much thicker, harder to cut with a floral knife, and so I'm not going to even go there with that one. So what I am going to do is I'm going to cut at an angle, because that's going to give it a little bit more surface area for it to drink. I think I'm going to do like a long exaggerated piece. That'll look really nice, of course, on my breakfast bar, as I always put it. So this one I'm actually going to cut down here because I can make it work this way. Use this as a piece and then also use this as a piece. And put that on there as well. So on to the next one. I believe this is called grevillea or something along those lines. I love it. Some people are allergic to it though, so be careful. I did find all of these flowers at Trader Joe's, of course. This time I did remember to take some videos of all the fun fall stuff that they have right now, so I'll include that. So as you can see, even though I, prepped these and cut them, I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to do with them, so some of them I do still have to remove the bottom branches so that I can then get them in the vase, and that way they're not ruining the water in the vase. So as I'm working on it, I'm noticing that it's really just out to the side, and I do need to build it inside here a little bit. So I'm going to kind of start building upwards since we already have so much going out on the sides. Okay, so now that I have that in there, I am going to pull some of these pieces of boxwood out and replace them, just because I feel like they're just completely on the outside and I do want them in the middles too. So just one should do it. And then I'm going to go in with this. I'm really sorry, I have no idea what the name of it is. Haven't worked in the flower shop in a long time, so I can't remember all the names, but I do remember all of my floral designing skills, which is all that matters. I'm sure there's some crazy app out there that'll find the answer for you if you're really interested. Just let me know. Item. I think I'm going to go in with these big poms, kind of set them in here. Adding the carnations adds more length to the arrangement. I've decided that I don't want to put them in with all these beautiful poms. Broke off. And then just make sure if you are adding small pieces like this, to keep the vase topped up, because those stems are going to be shorter and they're not going to reach the bottom of the vase and get any water. There we are. Alright, so that's what we've made for today. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope it was a little more detailed and a little bit different than what I normally have been making, you know, with lots of greens. And I think total I spent about, I think $3.99 to $4.99 on each bunch, and I had 5 bunches. So, you know, somewhere between $15 to $20 for this huge arrangement, as where, you know, if you were to go purchase this at your grocery store, probably would be closer to $70 to $80, and the flowers would not be as fresh, and of course wouldn't be designed by yourself. But yeah, so I hope you liked it. Let me know if you guys have any other ideas that you wanted to see, or, you know, really wanted to try and make. But other than that, I'll see you next video. Thank you so much.